Good afternoon, everybody. I'm live. Good afternoon, everybody. I am live. Welcome to Sandra P's Gen Extra. Thank you for coming back. And I hope that everybody from this morning return. I have a breaking news hot topic. And it is my first time covering this topic. I've been waiting to see more information on it, but it is directly from the person who is involved in the hot topic. And I did put a trigger warning on the video because it is a sensitive conversation. Excuse me in advance, I cannot turn my fan on in this room and I'm not sure why. Hello, Mahogany Meeks. Hi, my little sis Mahogany Meeks. And here is Sheila Joe. Hello, Sheila Joe. Sheila Joe is probably packing, stacking, getting everything ready because we're going to see each other. We're going to be in St. Thomas. How are you? How's everybody this morning? I'm so glad you caught my live. And I think I'm going to pin a comment about what it's about. And it's actually, it's actually a story that I saw covered amazingly by the network specialist. I haven't seen her go live in a couple of days. So I'm hoping that she is follows up on the information. I hope she's doing well as always. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope the network specialist is doing well. So shout out to her. That's one of the places I actually saw this topic. Sheila Joe, I cannot wait to get down there either. I'm ready for some warm weather, relaxation, and just to be around the sisterhood and the friendship that we're all developing within the group of millimeters and women that have been able to come together. I missed the prayer call today. Welcome back, Linda Gamble. Thank you so much for coming in. I was doing my Married to Medicine live review, and for some reason, I didn't feel well at all. So I did a very, very brief short review and I ended up ending it. Okay, now everyone, this topic, and I'm still on, I'm just live directly with YouTube. I didn't have time to mess around with StreamYard this morning because StreamYard really doesn't help me out like it should. I'm not able to share my screen. So what I'm gonna do is go in here and play the topic that I'm discussing. And it's Ashley Braxton. Tamar Braxton has a live show that she's going to do. And Ashley went on TikTok this morning and she let us know that she is being flown in by Tamar. Tamar is supporting her and she's going to allow her to tell her story in any way that she sees fit on Tamar's platform. And this is really important because Tamar has a large platform. People are going to tune in just to see what Tamar Braxton is talking about. Okay, so I'm going to show you.
Hey, you guys.
All right.
All right, I'm coming to the U.S. I know. And I'm coming to the U.S. January 28th to Atlanta to do Tamar's live podcast show. Now, before anyone says anything, please let it be known and let it be clear that as I am in this journey and in this process and as I'm healing and like trying to understand all of this stuff, that it feels really good to have a family member behind me, okay? So please, before anyone says anything, like, let me have that. It's been a really long journey, and it's been a really long journey of not having people behind me. It's been a long journey of people not believing me. It's been a long journey of what do I even say? How do I say it? It's been such a long journey. So no one also owes me anything in this. But the fact that she supported me from the jump, the fact that she, I also just couldn't just leave. I live in Spain. I can't just get up and leave. So she also just made it so accommodating, herself, her team, for me to be there, for me to just she told me that I can say whatever it is that I want to say. It is she just supports. And that right there already feels really nice. It's really not anyone's job to be there, but just the fact that she is really cool. And I know that I decided to leave the US. I decided to move across the world. I also just, that's just my personality, who I am. And so it's not easy for everybody to always be there and always be supported, but just the fact that she's doing this, for me, it's a lot. I appreciate it, and it says so much. And you don't know how much better I feel Now, in this is not, a space and place where I'm going to be like talking bad about anybody, because that's not the purpose. The purpose of all of this in this instance is for me to show people that sometimes life brings you unfortunate circumstances. It can bring you abandonment. It can bring you dealing with abuse and all types and forms of abuse. And still being in a super awesome family. But there could be this trauma that's either generational, or maybe it's passed down to you from your mother's womb, or maybe it's just, learned behavior that you learned from somebody else. It's just the fact that you can face it, that you don't have to place blame upon the other person, but you can find it within yourself to be better, to be stronger, to just overcome these issues and overcome these and be an amazing human being. And so if you're looking for tickets, I don't know if I can put it in this TikTok somewhere, but I will try to link it in my TikTok. And if it doesn't, I'll go to my Instagram. It's at Ashley Braxton, and tickets will be there. So please let me know if you are coming, and tag me, write me. I'm active. There's so many of you who message me. I'm still going through it, but please let me know if you're coming. It is so important that I meet you. It is so important that I say thank you. It is so just important to me. And if you have your own story, and if I just influence you to think, to try to say, to get therapy, help, please let me know as well. It's so important that I meet you when I'm there. I can't believe I'm coming to the US. It's been, I don't know, since my sister passed away, I haven't been home. Obviously my choice. I do love Europe. I really do love America though. I love my country. I love where I come from. But I do have to say I love Europe. And it's just a moment. I'm still processing all of it, but in the process, I have to say that I'm really nervous, but I'm excited, but I'm scared, but I'm just so grateful that I get to share the stage with a family member, that I get to share the stage with my aunt, that I get to hold her hand. I get to hold her hand if I were to cry, and that it's just a moment for me. And to also just show people that Black girls fucking rock. So, I can't with all the crying. Hold on. My God, I'm tired of crying. But it's a part of the healing, but goddamn, I'm tired. So let me know if you guys are going to be there. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very excited. And all of you have just been on my YouTube commenting, emailing me, sending me notes, and I'm catching up to get to everybody. But all of you, I need all of you to understand how awesome you are. And I need y'all to just see how your support is affecting me, and it's helping me, and it's making me feel not alone every single day. And I'm tired of crying, but at the same time, I want to be the most raw and vulnerable thing, and to go through this process as real and honest as I possibly can, so that I can come out and just soar. So thank you guys so much. Let me know. Please tag me. Please find me. Get your tickets. I'm so excited. And I'll see you guys. So thank you.
Okay, that's Ashley Braxton. That's her post. That is her post. It's MS Braxton. And she's at Tamar Braxton is where she's referring people to for tickets. And she says, also Black Girls Rock. What she is speaking about, everybody, thank you to everyone who's come into the room. thank you so much, all my subscribers. I appreciate it because I put the comments on subscriber only mode. So Sheila Joe, Mahogany Meeks, and Linda Gamble were in here already. I spoke to them. Thank you. Sharon Gobble, I see you came in. I appreciate you coming in. Everyone else that has come in and left a like. People that are in the bushes, I appreciate that. And then people that are in the chat. Ashley Braxton is Michael Braxton's daughter. We're introduced to Michael through the original Braxton's television show. And then he had an appearance when they came back, this latest season that they had with Tracy. I didn't watch that one because it focused on Tracy's untimely death. Tracy, she's Gen Xer like us. She's my age. I turned 54. I don't know if Tracy had the opportunity to turn 54, but we lost Tracy very early, gone too soon. Ashley Braxton's story, she said she's been in Spain for 6 years. She said that Michael, and this is under the Copyright Act of 1976, Section 107, and I'm just giving a recap on what Ashley said and my opinions of it. She said that when her mother left her and her sister, her mother and Michael had a very volatile relationship, physically volatile relationship. And Michael is a professional. He's a nurse. He's a registered nurse. He has a very prestigious position in their area in the DMV. He was still very close with Tracy because she lived in that area, and the Daddy Braxton, he lives in the area as well. So what the story is, where it becomes really sensitive, and I put a trigger alert on it, is that Ashley Braxton, Michael Braxton remarried. Their mother left. So these two little girls were left. Michael remarried, and he remarried a woman, her stepmother, which she alleges was very physical with her and with her sister. And she also alleges that the stepmother and Michael used to physically fight. I didn't hear Ashley ever say that Michael put hands on her or the sister, but she did say that he was physically violent with the mother, and the stepmother was in turn physically violent to them. And that they lived in such a household with Michael being a nurse. I'm not sure what the wife's career was, but it's also the Braxton family. They felt that they couldn't bring it to school, and it wasn't anything anyone ever talked about. Ashley left home at 17 or 18. She said she stayed with an aunt who was married. She did not disclose who the aunt was. But when Ashley first mentioned this, someone mentioned, was it Trina and Gabe, or asked the question, Gabe is no longer here. So they asked that question, Ashley liked the post. What occurred in that household, and we met Gabe on TV as well. He has passed away as well from cancer early in his 50s. He was either verbally inappropriate with her in a sexual manner, and we don't know how far that went, but Ashley ended up telling her aunt, and she said that the aunt that happened to with in her household, the aunt stopped. She was supportive at first, and then she stopped speaking to her. So Ashley moved back to the DMV area. And then she mentions Tamar is flying her in from Spain, and she's been in Spain 6 years. Tamar and Vince allowed Ashley to live with them as a late teens, maybe 20 years old. We know Vince is an executive in a record company, and she was able to work with him. They bought her a car, and she ended up wrecking the car. It was a luxury car. She ended up wrecking the car, and Ashley and Vince ended up sending her back to Maryland. And she mentioned a sister who has passed away. Her and her sister their relationship was fraught as well. Ashley mentions that she had even laid hands on her sister in a way that maybe a sexual manner, and that the sister, Ashley says, the sister passed away from an overdose. They covered that on the Braxtons, the first season, one of the few seasons of the Braxtons, but they didn't go into detail. So that Ashley's history is really, really fraught with a lot of hurt. So what I wanted to talk about and find out about, first of all, Nikki News on Narcissism, thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate it. Thank you. Everyone else I didn't speak to. You guys and all of us have the opportunity to watch Tamar and who Tamar is. We've watched Tamar even go through therapy on television. She's provided Ashley is grateful for the space. She's thinking it is a safe space. but they're selling tickets to something that, even when they do TV therapy, to me, that may be something that needs to be behind closed doors. What do you guys think of that? Okay, I'm going to go back and read some comments so we can just get started. Mahogany Meeks, I wonder who's her mother, which of the sisters? She's the daughter of Michael. Michael's a professional. He is a nurse, so it's Michael Braxton. They're all blood relation. Michael is one of the few brothers that we see on TV. I feel like there's more than one brother, but Michael is, or he may be the only brother. We see him on TV. So that's Ashley Braxton. Her whole face is like Trina and Tawanda and Tracy, just a mash. She's a Braxton, but not a Braxton sister. It is actually Michael. And then the aunt, the speculation is that it could possibly be Trina. All of them have had husbands that the Braxtons have had feuds with, questionable relationships with, all of that. So we don't know for sure. And Trina is wounded herself. She's admitted that she drinks a lot. She eats food to kind of cover things up. She has a cooking show now on YouTube with her new husband. They've been married 5 or more years, Vaughn. And he's very protective of Trina. When this story first broke and they came with their cooking show that week after, they didn't mention anything about this story, and Vaughn didn't let it come up. Sharon Gobble said, this young woman has been through so much. She has, Sharon. She has. That is a really tough thing, especially in the Black community. I read what she was saying in her last time that she spoke, and I didn't go into the comments in details because sometimes the comments are heartbreaking. Sheila Jo had answered. Her dad is Tamar's brother. Yes. So sometimes the comments are heartbreaking. Mama Bees, hello, welcome. The sad thing about it, I thought I heard an alarm going on. The sad thing about it is the comments were against Ashley, calling her fast, telling her, why are you bringing this out into the open? And some not believing her, some accusing her of clout shaming. Now, I pulled up Ashley's IG and she only had like 20 posts and it's relatively new. So if she could have been living off the Braxton name or being known as related to the Braxtons, I think she would have been doing that. I found one old interview. One second, I'm going to close my mic because I have to tell Alexa to be quiet. Okay, thank you. I only have about, probably, I'll try to go 20 minutes or so, and I have an appointment. So when she and Tamar get together on that stage and they're selling tickets, I'm unsure of the format. I have to do a lot more research. I'm a little concerned for them because, like I said, the comments were not friendly. Now, I don't think anybody would buy a ticket to see a Tamar Braxton sit down with her niece, if that is indeed the format, and be mean in public. But Ashley seems really kind of sensitive in even talking about it. And she's breaking down crying, just the fact that one of her aunts is reaching out to her and showing her love about that. I know that Tamar is one of the sisters that's really close to the mom, Evelyn, the grandmother, Ashley's grandmother, and also Tony is. So I don't know if anybody else is going to reach out to her or even be there when they're there. I don't know. I'm unsure how this is going to work for them. What does everybody think about that? Nikki's news on narcissism. And Mahogany Meek says that Michael is the only brother. That's what I thought. I know he was the only one we saw. Sharon Gobble said it should be definitely done behind closed doors. Black women in the building, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping in and dropping down in the chat. I know you'll be in and out, or usually preparing your own content or working. So thank you for taking your time. I appreciate it. Welcome. Sharon Gobble, we've seen the Braxtons bear so much on TV and just tell so much of their story. And a lot of it does help, but I wonder, does it help them? And I'm kind of concerned for Tamar. I'm concerned for Ashley. I don't know whether or not this is going to be the best thing. It's happening. She's excited. She said 6 days from now, she has her ticket and she's coming in from Spain. They're going to have this conversation. I believe it should be done behind closed doors too, but I'm not sure of the format yet. So we're going to see what will happen with that. But I am encouraging Ashley to at least, I'm happy that she came forward with her story. So I left her a comment that, it's important for you to come forward with your story. That's something that a lot of Black people, for some reason, the blame is turned toward the young girl, because Ashley was called all kind of fast, and she admitted that she had problems with drugs. I'm not monetized, so I can just speak plainly. She had problems with drugs as well. And her sister's passed away as well. And that young lady was in her 20s. So there's a tragedy. There's enough tragedy to go around with the Braxtons. But they've grown up. I won't say they've grown up on TV. I became aware of them as teenagers. They're all Gen Xers, so they're right there in that age group. Tony being the biggest superstar, and then maybe Tamar as well. But every single one, amazingly talented. Trina is usually most people's favorite, just the chatty, flighty, funny Trina. And then Tracy is the real down home, when she used to get in directly into Tamar's face, and you could feel it, that it was real. And Tamar would be, it's on camera, Tracy, what are you doing? Tracy didn't care. Tracy was a real one. Tracy was the one still filming when the rest of them were going through it with WeTV. And they let a whole new group of people come in and shoot with Tracy because Tracy still wanted to film. And they feuded with her over that. That was another reason why I couldn't watch the Braxtons when it came back. And they kept saying, we're doing this for Tracy. And we all know they refused to shoot with Tracy when Tracy was well and able to shoot. It was hard seeing her transitioning and being there with her husband and her son. Little Kevin and Big Kevin have been going through so much, and they might even still be estranged now. Sharon Gobble says, I hope it works out for her. I hope it does too. I can understand what she wants from it. I'm happy she gets the opportunity to travel back here to sit down and talk with Tamar. But I'm kind of concerned about what is going to happen during this. Black women are in the building. I don't think she should do that sit down. Bad idea. Black women are in the building. She's a content creator. Nikki's News on Narcissism is as well. But Black women in the building speaks plainly on issues, and that sentence is plain spoken. I don't think she should do that sit down. Bad idea. I'm on the fence. I want them to sit down, the cameras and selling tickets and all of this. And she didn't mention selling. Maybe it's an Eventbrite and they're giving them away. I don't know. But I know that Tamar, when I saw a show that she did, and she was really going through, and I can tell it wasn't acting. Some of it was emotional, mental. The boyfriend that she had at the time, someone named David, and I found him to be kind of a charlatan or a clout chaser. I did not like her with him. And he would try to come into Vince's space. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to quiet Alexa again. I apologize. Thank you. But David and Vince, they had interactions that weren't good, because we know that Vince doesn't play at all. And David was just trying to be on TV and trying to dictate when Vince could come in or not. And I think that Tamar was still living in the condo that no, that's not true. I was going to say she was living in the house in the condo that they had purchased together, but they didn't. They had the home together. When they got divorced, before they got divorced, Tamar bought her own condo and moved out. David was staying there, and Logan would be back and forth between Vince and Tamar. And David was very mouthy, calling Logan son and doing a lot of that stuff that strange people do when it comes to other people's children. And we didn't like that at all. So Tamar thankfully got away from that, but I haven't seen her choose any better. JR was the latest knucklehead. Hopefully they're broken up again. I don't watch them that much to be able to even know. So hopefully that he's not in her life. And in therapy, I'm not sure if Tamar's in therapy. She shared that she's not above therapy. She also welcomes a whole host of other things that might make her feel better at the time. I know she had she's had seances. She had some kind of spirit teacher come in. So my heart goes out to Tamar and Ashley. I'm glad they're getting to meet, but I don't know about a public meeting like that. Mahogany Meeks doesn't like Vaughn. I don't like Vaughn either, Mahogany Meeks. He started growing on me a little bit as I watched the show. He shuts Trina down, which I don't like. Sometimes she could be speaking and he'll pop in and try to shush her. And that's her channel. She's cooking. She's there. People are there to see her. Trina is just a warm, giggly, fun person. And sometimes when Vaughn is there, it feels like that side of her is not able to come out. So I don't like Vaughn when it comes to that. But because Trina's family is sometimes such steamrollers over the men. I see the way they treated Andre when Andre, the teacher in Atlanta, when Tawanda was married to him, the way they try to roll over Big Kev sometimes. Those are very strong women, and they still carry Mama Braxton's feelings toward her ex-husband. And they kind of focus that on the different husbands. They'll target the husbands and run over them. Same thing with Gabe. Gabe had a lot of problems, but they also would be very disrespectful to Gabe. Now, if any of this is true, some people are speculating what possibly went on in Trina's house when she took Ashley in. We don't know, but Vaughn, I can understand why he comes down hard on her side. Yeah, Mahogany Meek says, right, he is too controlling in my opinion. I can understand that view of him. He's also a man of a certain age. He's a little bit, Trina's in her 50s, but he's probably right up there too. But we've seen men in that age group sometimes be problematic. I think a lot of them mirror what they have seen in that Gen X generation, and then boomers will be the ones that are older than them, maybe Vaughn's father or older, and they think that they are in charge of the house instead of looking at it as a partnership and a team. And he does speak to Trina sometimes like he is her daddy. I don't like that. But they did have a nice show. Trina has transitioned from, she's taken her wig off. She has started some sister locks. They're really tiny. These are actually coils, but they're going to eventually lock. I was torn between twists or the coils. So I think I'm going to let them lock with coils. They're not at a stage where I'm locking them yet. I'll probably get the coils redone. But Trina had some little tiny sister locks, and she had been wearing her hair covered or wearing a wig. And people were in her comments, oh, how do you come in before the public without a wig? And Vaughn was checking people. I love your natural hair. I wish you would have done it sooner. I'm glad you're doing it now. And Trina was happy to hear that, because I don't know why, but Trina's self-esteem, sometimes it's not there. And we look at this singer, actress, superstar, that whole family can harmonize their faces off. And I don't know why they feel that maybe they're not enough or they're not pretty. I look at Tamar, and she's the same way. When she was over there crying, that K. Michelle called her a Muppet. A Muppet? I'm a money-making singing Muppet. Yes, I am. Tamar was broken. She was crushed. And it was the other people. I remember Lonnie Love, she was working with, and one of the twins that was on that show too was like, oh, trying to keep a straight face. I think they wanted to laugh. It wasn't anything to laugh about, but it was just shocking that Tamar was so upset and took it to heart. So they're really sensitive. That's another thing that's concerning, for them to have a sensitive topic like this and to get before people and kind of bare themselves, knowing what people can be and what they can do. So that was just a short little brief, and I'm right at a half hour almost. I thank you for stopping in. That was just a little brief check-in on what everybody thought about Ashley Braxton coming back to the United States to sit down with her aunt. I say welcome. I'm happy Tamar is going to sit down with her. I hope she gets to meet with all of the sisters, all of her family, even Michael, her father, if she's ready for it. And I hope she has a therapist on deck to deal with it, because the last time she was in the United States, she was dealing with her sister's loss. And those sisters went through a lot together, Ashley and her sister, and her sister's no longer here. So there's going to be a lot of healing that needs to begin taking place. And I hope that Tamar is in a place where she can do that. We haven't seen any indication that that's true, but I'm just hoping and praying for both of them. I don't want to see a train wreck with these ladies. It's really hard to watch. I don't want to see it go poorly for either of them. So I welcome Ashley back to the United States in the arm of at least Tamar, if not more than Tamar, maybe her whole family, I hope. And I hope that it turns out the best that it can for them. And I'm sure we'll start to see a lot more talk about it. I hope people cover it sensitively and treat Ashley right, because I didn't like the way that the comment section was going. Sometimes I wonder, maybe the meanest people are willing to speak up and state their case, or it's because they have the anonymity behind the scenes, things they would never say to a person's face. But the comments, sometimes they're in shambles. And like I said, her account was kind of newer, so hopefully she'll know how to go in, maybe get somebody to go through and kind of wipe some of that stuff out. Linda Gambo is welcoming everybody in, including Black women are in the building. Nikki's News on Narcissism is speaking to Mahogany Meeks, Mama B, Sharon Gobble, Linda Gamble, and Black women are in the building as well. So I thank everyone for stopping in with this short hot topic, breaking news of Ashley Braxton returning. And then I'm sure we'll all hear more about it. She says it's 6 days. So there'll be more news before that. And then when we see what event Tamar actually is putting on, I don't know if it's a show they're going to sing, they're going to sit down and talk. I have no idea. And when it's Tamar, she may not have an idea. So we're going to see. This is going to be really interesting. But thank you all so much. I'll see you in these YouTube streets. Thank you for stopping by Sandra P's Gen Xtra. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, expand on the topic if it suits you down in the comments, and I appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Goodbye.